Time for more darkspawn, I see. And so I shall.
Fuck off, please. Oh, here we go again. Die, just die. Oh god, there's so many of them. And they got justice, of course. Here, do this again, please. Thank you. Is it working? Justice, why are you so fucking weak? Giving you extra armor, weapons.
All right.
Okay, need two more. Where are they at?
What is your wish?
Okay, one more. Where is it at? Guess we'll never know. Oh well. Of course she's a brood mother.
Now the pieces fall into place. The Grey Warden comes, the instrument of the Father. Oh, and the Father, he is but a shadow. Oh, how my children protect me. How they love me.
I have told you many times, Mother. I am not the Father. I am simply the Architect.
It does not change what you are. You took away that beautiful music, left us with nothing.
It was a mistake to free you. It has left you with madness. I am truly sorry.
But perhaps the Warden would like to hear how it was that the Father began the blight.
You did what now?
You want the source of the Archdemon? The one who brought all our kind to the surface? Here he is!
I was correct. All of these creatures are irredeemable fiends.
Ah, there it is then.
Cal left that part out, didn't you?
I did find the old god, Athemiel. But I did not wish another blight. I attempted my joining ritual. My hope was that this would free all Darkspawn, unravel the curse from its source. Alas, I was unlucky. Is it not the way of the Grey Wardens to do what must be done, in the name of combating the Blight? The Blight is a menace, both for your people and for mine. To end it requires sacrifice and risk.
And how lonely the Father was. How terrible to be the outcast, the outsider. He claims he wishes the Darkspawn to be free, but what he truly wants is to correct them.
However you feel about what I have done, the Mother is mad. She cannot be allowed to...
Begone, Shadow!
Okay, well, bye.
Any more than you already have. And now the hero is alone. Oh, mother knows your ways. You will not let her be, no, not after what she's done. So it must end. It all must come crashing down!
It's a good thing you can't run away, huh?
Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Ugh.
Darkspawn up ahead.
Hang on, let's do this thing. Okay, what is it? Ow. Oh my god, my health. Oh my god, my health. I need to try and pull this off. Over here, the ground there for a lot of shit. No, don't fight the tentacles, fight her! This fight is a pain in my ass. Come on, don't waste time, get her. Lovely. Where's the cat? Oh my god. Did it not work when I don't have Andrews in my party? Suppose not, huh? That's quite unfortunate. Oh boy. It's gonna be a long fight, guys. A long, long fight. Come on. Hurry up and die.
As you desire. Let's see.
Please stop missing.
Here we go. And so I shall.
Holy Jesus. This is a mess.
All right.
It's a big old mess.
Shed some blood.
I'm winning though,
The right.
somehow.
And so I shall.
Man, why can't I fucking hit her? Jesus.
And so I shall.
Why is that so difficult? Ow. Look, bitch, just stop fighting. I'm gonna win.
And so I shall.
Just let it happen.
Of course.
Going back in.
As you desire.
God, I hate you. It's a burning passion. I hate you.
All right.
You are such a fucking horrible boss. Nope. I missed in the cutscene, but oh well. It's time to go. Maybe go cut off her head just to be safe. Oh, after the death of the mother, the remaining Darkspawn forces scattered and fled back into the Deep Roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. The architect apparently kept his word, gathering his remaining disciples to follow the rest of their kind back underground. Those Grey Wardens in other nations were appalled. Those Grey Wardens in other nations were appalled to hear of the architect's continued existence, but were unable to track him down despite years of effort. Some within the Order have claimed that the architect's survival guarantees another blight, and yet the Deep Roads have lately been quieter than any can recall. Most have resignedly decided that it's now in the Maker's hands. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Grey Warden's support of law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aiden and his men were able to distribute the smuggler's goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in Battle of Amaranthine, struck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travelers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of the Darkspawn disease emerged, no one connected the two. Although the war devastated many farms in the Arling, all agreed the loss would have been greater without soldiers for protection. The farmholders developed a certain reverence for the Warden commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Vigil's Keep stood alone amongst a horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held one night, then two, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mystic reputation, a few survivors immortalized in song and legend. Peace allowed the wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's keep bore a capable army with wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge the threats to Emerethine and all Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Voldric Levenack stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Dark whispers of conspiracy against the wardens fell silent after a rash of accidents and disappearances culminating in the apparent suicide of Ben Esmerel. The nobles of Montmorency remained dutiful. Some even suggested they were cowed into submission. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheep herder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. The commander's blade, Vigilance, crafted from the bones of an ancient dragon, was boldly stolen by Ativan crows. The blade changed hands many times thereafter, with some master swordsmen pursuing the weapon their entire lives. Some claim that this legendary blade has had a life of its own, and that its power is steadily growing. The Vigil soldiers, wearing distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Valena and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Winding Woods a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the others will return for revenge. A few years after Calherol was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to discover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Tig. Eventually, House Helmi discovered that Calherol was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, cleared the tunnels leading to Calherol of Old Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Calherol was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. As promised, Voldric and Dworkin presented Orzammar Shaperate with a stone marker that told of how Calherol's caseless had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honor at a feast commemorating the defenders of Calherol. The Shaper read the names of the caseless off the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Arlen began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly, settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the Vale was so thin and thus the area was too dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and the other time by an Elysian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site was left untouched. The survivors of the siege at Vigil's Keep hailed Anders and his magic for holding back hundreds of the assaulting Darkspawn in the ensuing victory celebration. The men dragged the mage to a fire to engage him in drinking contests. Anders lost. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens for a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages. But when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templar's dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order, even after the Wardens were his home and lasting companions. Valana never saw her clan again, but neither did she forsake her Dalish culture, nor her sharp tongue, nor her quick temper. After several years in the Grey Wardens, Valana disappeared one day. Many surmise she left for the Deep Roads to resume her search for her sister, but no one knows for sure. Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to the Order and to clearing the blemishes on his family's name. After saving Terran Fergus Kelslin from a bandit attack, a portion of Amoranthi was returned to the house. Nathaniel passed the holding to Delilah's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was erected in its courtyard. Justice served the Grey Wardens for many years, remaining in touch with Aurora, the widow of Kristoff. She grew uncomfortable with the body's decay, however, and the day she told Justice she could see him no longer was the day he left the Order. Justice wished his comrades as well, then Kristoff's body slumped to the ground dead. Aurora finally had a body to mourn, and the spirit itself remained alive, if the spirit itself remained alive, it has not shown itself. It was Sigrun who led the charge against the Darkspawn at Vigil's Keep was attacked. Once again, she had an army behind her, and once again, they fought Darkspawn with no hope of survival. This time, Sigrun did not flee. Okay. At Vigil's Keep, Ogren rallied a last-minute defense at the gate, taking out 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others time to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover he had credit. No surprise than he to discover he had been credited as a hero. Alvin continued to regale young Warren's recruits with tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games promoted at least one recruit to declare he'd rather reattempt the joining than live under the mug. At the Warden Commander's urging, Ogren took a more active role in his child's life. He visited Felsey often and wrote letters, which the Warden Commander graciously proofread nearly every week. As a savior for Roden, he did not remain commander of the Grave for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern. The Blight well and no truly over. It was time for him to move on. Some claim the commander headed west into the Orlais, claiming that the dark-haired sorceress who had fought alongside him during the Blight chasing after the dark-haired sorceress who had fought alongside him during the Blight. Whether he found her or not, he certainly did not return to Vigil's Keep. Oh well. Well guys, that was Dragon Age Origins Awakening. Only took us a few hours to get that over with. I think like 6 or 7 hours compared to the base game, which was like 30 I think. But it's finally over. Next, we will be doing Golems of Agmarak, which is probably my least favorite of the DLC. But I've never done Darkspawn Chronicles, so I'm not quite sure how I feel about that one, so who knows? I might change my opinion after doing that. But, this was fun. It was a bit annoying at times. It's certainly it's not as good as the base game, I can say that much, but it's still an enjoyable chapter in the series. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the credits roll out, like always, and I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out the door. Like I said, when we come back, we'll be doing a Golem of Agmarak, and that will be quite the ride. But until then, I will see you guys in the next session. So hope you guys have a good day, a good night, have fun at school or at work, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.